These two fought before in an MMA tournament. Hernandez won that one. We'll talk a little bit more about it. She's just 4 feet 9 inches tall, Hernandez. And despite that, only a 1-inch reach advantage for Avila. We're in the atomweight division.
Continuamos con mucha más acción. 3 episodios en la división peso átomo. We continue with much more action. 3 rounds. In the atomweight division, los jueces son, the judges are Mark Streisand, Eliseo Rodríguez, and John Rupert. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. En la esquina azul, vestida de negro in the blue corner, wearing black. Su peso oficial, 105 libras, her official weight, 105 pounds. Entra en busca de su primer victoria a nivel profesional, con récord de 1 derrota. She enters la jaula in search of her first pro victory with a record of 1 defeat. De la capital azteca, la Ciudad de México, DF, Eli Ávila. En la esquina roja, vestida de rojo. In the red corner, wearing red. Detuvo la báscula a un peso oficial de 105 libras y un cuarto. She tipped the scales at an official 105 1/4 pounds. Igual que su rival. En su segundo combate con récord de 1 victoria. Like her opponent, she enters la jaula for the second time as a pro with a record of 1 victory. De Monterrey, Nuevo León, México, Daniela Tiny Mexa Hernandez. El referee, Alan Abeles.
Alan
I gave you instructions
Abeles.
in the locker room. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. If you want to touch him up, go ahead. Come out, fight. Judge. 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 Fighter, you ready? Fighter, you ready? Fight.
We are underway. Daniela Hernandez, nicknamed Tiny Mexa, in red, 4 feet 9 inches tall, versus Eli Avila. Rematch indeed. So let's talk about that first matchup. They fought in 2019 in a national MMA event. Hernandez won that one. So there is some tape on these two.
Yes, Hernandez has the accolades in the wrestling. She's had over 200 wrestling matches. Avila in the southpaw stance, bouncing around in the black trunks.
And Hernandez from Monterrey, which is a big of a fight town, as you will find in Nuevo León in northern Mexico. So much happening in northern Mexico, whether it's Baja California, whether it's Nuevo León, whether it's Ciudad Juárez. We have fighters coming from there. Hotbed of talent. I remember we got to hit Monterrey that one time, JP. We had a great time, great dinner, a little tequila, a little shopping. Look forward to getting on the road again soon. Oh! I gotcha, JP. We can hear you, JP. Hernandez with that big spinning back kick. Cat's Hernandez coming in. Hernandez continues to keep that center of the jaula. Kick to the head. Hernandez swings. A little bit of a difficulty here with Juliana. We'll get her back here in a moment as these two sizing up. Very active fight here early on. We talked about Hernandez, who is very good with takedowns. Hasn't had a chance with that just yet. She's very excited about competing for Combate Global. Knows it's a big step. She's got to win, though. She has that first win under her belt. A wrestler
Max, can
by
you hear me?
trade. Hello, Juliana. ¿Cómo le va?
Hello, hello. Sorry about that. Little technical difficulty. We got Avila bouncing around, and she said the reason why she's so excited about this fight, Max, is because she wants everyone to see how much she has evolved from 2 years ago when they first fought.
Again, Avila, a chiropractor. She works at the Bamboo Salud Integral Like so many fighters here in our promotion, college-educated, smart kids, they just like to fight. Avila trains at TGV with Super Meli Martinez and David Black Spartan Martinez, who won the tournament earlier this year.
Yes, Max, and Hernandez is fighting at a Levy Marroquin's gym. That's Lions Alpha Team in Monterrey. That is a tough gym. Both of these women coming out of very well-respected MMA gyms in the Mexico area.
And we're going to see Levy Marroquin next, and I know we were so excited to see him on a card. We were waiting. He's such an entertaining fighter and a good dude and a guy people recognize. Got some star power. Avila pushing the taste. Look at those quick feet. Never stays in the same place.
Yeah, Max, she is the busy bee in there tonight. She's got the strikes on point. And you would assume that she would have to be fighting with the likes of Super Meli Martinez. That's a beast in her own right there, Super Meli. So she's definitely had to pick up on the movement there, and you can see that Hernandez isn't even close to landing a takedown.
Did get a good left hand in there, Hernandez. And she's got that left hand cocked. And the right. She has so much ground to cover at 4'9". You don't want to hark on the height, but it's something she has to overcompensate every time because she's always going to have a bigger fighter. 30 seconds to go in this opening round. Big right coming from upstairs. Feeling out process, but both fighters getting some licks in here. See what it means for these fighters, looking for those power punches, waiting for that moment. Avila closes in, taps the leg, drops Hernandez.
Beautifully done by Avila. She caught the kick, dropped her with a straight right hand. Round 2.
Back here for the second round. Tough one to call, although you like the activity for Avila. And put Hernandez in a few predicaments. Hernandez, see if she can learn from what she saw in the first round, got a better idea of her opponent. Remember, this is a rematch. They fought back in 2019 in an MMA event. It wasn't jiu-jitsu, it wasn't wrestling, it was MMA.
It was MMA, and it was when Avila had no skin in the game. She's been working so hard to evolve her MMA skills, and you're seeing that unfold right now, Max. All of her punches super crisp. She's in and out of there, and she is not to be messed with, and you can see that in her stance. You can see that in her aura. She has come to fight and come to show a new and improved Avila.
And Avila, this is cardio and fitness. She's so active, it's exhausting to watch her. But if she can keep that pace, more power to her. It's a weapon in this fight, and it's messing with Hernandez, who's having some issues locating her. And we've seen Avila get some power punches in from time to time, including right at the end of the first round.
Yeah, she picked up that kick and sat her down to the fence with a straight right. It was beautifully done by Avila. And she is moving around. She's a lot more active fighter. And Hernandez needs to get something off here because Avila is just dictating the pace and just picking her shots. And then once she wants to go out, she's out and she's gone.
Hernandez is the favorite coming in, but Juliana, Avila looks like somebody who is trying to get some revenge. Did her homework, has probably got a tape of that fight somewhere and took a long look at it because she looks very well prepared, although as we say that, they're in a clinch almost. And now Hernandez able to put in some punishment.
Yeah, that's definitely where Hernandez wants the fight, is in that clinch there, and nicely done by Avila to use her frames to get off of the fence and back into the center where she wants to be. She is the better striker, and she wants to showcase how much her striking has evolved. Hernandez, on the other hand, definitely needs to get going. She needs to quit waiting around and use that wrestling to her advantage, get a takedown, solidify that takedown, and do some damage, because right now she, in my opinion, is a bit behind on the scorecards, Max.
Yeah, JP, she hasn't got close for those takedowns. She really hasn't tried it, and I think the style of Avila's thrown her off a bit. She doesn't know where to go in, to go for a single, to go for a double leg. She has just stayed there in the middle of the jaula.
A nice straight right by Hernandez, just as we say that, Max. And, you know, sometimes you get frozen out there. Sometimes you let the other fighter dictate the pace by letting them strike first, and that's where you can't be deterred. Your mind has to be solid and strong, and you have to say, you know what? It's my turn to punch, and I'm going to actually back you up. And I see that Hernandez is trying to find her range, and she's flurrying punches right there. And that's what she needs to continue to do in order to win this fight, because Avila is on her bike, and she's out of there.
This has not been a static fight. You get the feeling the best is yet to come. It's just a situation with Hernandez closing the gap. But the same can be said for Avila. She's throwing punches. If she can catch Hernandez, could be lights out in London.
And this is what I love about these atomweight fighters. There's so much action going in with these 105ers.
Really is.
And I love that Combate has a ton of 105er girls. In my opinion, some of the best 105ers on earth. The 105ers in Combate Global is where it's at. If you are a 105er, you are fighting for Combate Global. And these girls are non-stop action with a high-paced fight. And it's definitely what we love to see here at Combate Global, and it's what they're showing for sure.
Yeah, we just need some power punches, but maybe that is coming. Women's fighting is going to be huge. We have the tournament in August. Next week we have Ana La Guerrera Palacios, 5-1-1. She's going to take on Gloria Bravo from Chile. So big fights coming your way. Jesus Santos Aguilar also on the card next week. So fantastic Fridays to look forward to. Don't DVR it, watch it live with Paramount Plus. And we have Levi Marroquin. If you haven't seen Marroquin fight, you're in for a treat coming up next. "30 seconds to go, round 2. Avila active, but needs to make contact.
Punch. In the clinch goes Hernandez. Let's see if she can get this takedown. Double underhook, body lock takedown, and beautiful display of whizzers. But Hernandez gets that takedown finally with those double underhooks, and now she's on top. 10 seconds left to go. This is where Hernandez wanted the fight.
Yeah, but she doesn't have a lot of time, though. She's strong.
Nice hammer
Hernandez
fist.
is
Nice.
strong.
Great guard.
Let's go. Third round coming up next. Everything to fight for.
Round, touch him up. Last round.
Last round. You hear from Alan Aviles, Max Bretos, Juliana Peña. JP, we saw what Hernandez wants to do. End of that second round, she got a hold of Avila. She tossed her. You can see how strong she is. Got to try to do that again, right?
Use your punches to set up your takedowns. You can see a little wear on the left eye of Hernandez. Avila should be able to stay away and continue to use her strikes like she has been doing, but that nice straight right lands for Hernandez, and she's got to find a way inside.
I think Hernandez is going to have a moment. How big of a moment will it be is to be determined, but she seems poised to close the gap, but it has to happen. She has 5 minutes to get it done.
Even if it looks a little sloppy, Max, do what you got to do to win this fight. You know that you're the better grappler and you're the better wrestler. You have over 200 matches on this girl and all the experience in the world. Make it happen.
That was a big right.
It was. Nicely done by
crazy?
Hernandez.
200 wrestling fights in her amateur buildup. She's just fighting all the time, Hernandez. Always in the gym.
Right. And maybe she was a little overconfident in the fact that she won in a one-round fight against Avila 2 years ago. But we are seeing a much different fight unfold before us here tonight, Max. Avila is the Energizer Bunny, if you will. Non-stop action, in and out, better striking. Able to defend the takedown in round one, not so much in round two, but big power in the hands of Hernandez. And she finds a home for those overhand rights. She just needs to keep it going and keep the volume. Beautiful. Now she's where she wants to be.
Avila kept this pace up for all 3 rounds, and I'm sure if she went 5 or 7 rounds, she'd keep it going. Big
Nice
toss.
Judo throw, head ripper for Hernandez. This is a dangerous position for Avila. She could finish the fight here, Max, with an arm bar. If she can control that wrist of Avila, that right wrist, she might be able to sneak it between her legs and go for an arm bar. But Avila is doing the right thing of trying to take the back of Hernandez. She needs to not let Hernandez control that elbow of hers. Shoulder pressure. Avila is in a tough position here.
This was the
And
moment.
Hernandez has that arm caught almost between her legs. Hernandez needs to keep sneaking out the back there. Nice shoulder pressure. Frame off. You have the back. Loop a leg in. Woo! Nicely done by Avila to get back to her feet.
Yep, and Avila, look, just hops around like she was beginning the fight again. But that was the moment for Hernandez. She got her down. You can see how strong she is. She's got to use that to her advantage. Slow down Avila, who just hops. And it's got to be driving Hernandez bonkers.
Yeah, especially when one wants to fight and one wants to get on their bike and run around the whole time. But it's a game plan, and it works. And if you can't get a hold of me, whose fault is that?
Avila, I would think most would say she's winning, but I wouldn't feel too comfortable if I was her. She needs to have some impact here in this 3rd round to be sure. 2 minutes to go.
Nice 1-2 by Avila. And a big, huge overhand right from Hernandez. Those are the punches that bother Avila the most. She just needs to get the volume going and continue to throw it. Feint her way in or use her hands to set up her takedowns.
They met 50-50 right there. Smack sound as they both got their punches in. Little kick step for Avila. 1 minute, 20 seconds to go. Final round. Co-main event.
Avila's the more dynamic fighter. She's springy. She's got tons of energy. Hernandez is a little bit more flat-footed, coming at you, throwing one strike at a time. Nice spinning heel kick from Hernandez. Avila with the outside leg kick and the right hook, but it misses.
Coming in, Hernandez. She's got to double that up. Got to keep the pressure. Counter punching there. Right hand catches Avila. Now the left. 30
Hernandez
seconds.
is letting Avila run away with this fight, in my opinion, Max.
You think Avila's got it?
She hasn't quite really done enough to implement her dominance. Nice straight right by Hernandez there. And she's got power. She just needs to throw.
And now Avila's looking to finish strong. I think Avila's won this fight. I don't think that it's etched in stone by any means, but she's done enough. Spinning back fist.
Nicely done by Hernandez. Nice head kick by Avila. Straight right to the body. Beautiful.
It's over. We have a big decision coming up to see who won it. Is Hernandez or is it Avila? Decisions next. Time now for the decision. Who is it going to be, Avila or Hernandez?
Los jueces Rupert y Streisand entregan tarjetas idénticas de 30 a 27. Judges Rupert and Streisand turned in identical scores of 30 to 27. Y el juez Rodríguez anotó 29-28. Judge Rodríguez scores it 29 to 28. All in favor of the winner. By way of unanimous decision, los tres a favor de la ganadora. Por decisión unánime. Daniela Mexa Hernandez.
There's the head-to-head. And these are two young women that are going to continue to fight, both under 5 feet tall. These are fighters that have to fight in this division. There is no way up. You got to be an atom weight, but they can pack a punch, both making weight.
Continuamos con el duelo coestelar de la noche, un choque de invictas en la división peso átomo. We continue with our co-featured bout of the evening, a clash of undefeated fighters in the atom weight division. Los jueces son, the judges are, Eliseo Rodríguez, Vicente Rodríguez y Héctor Gómez. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. Presentando la esquina azul, vestida de verde, presenting the blue corner, wearing green. Su peso oficial, 105 libras y media, her official weight, 105.5 pounds. Entra a la jaula, invicta en 2 combates profesionales. She enters la jaula, an undefeated pro with 2 victories. De Monterrey, Nuevo León, México, Tiny Mexa, Daniela Hernandez. Su oponente en la esquina roja, vestida de azul, her opponent in the red corner, wearing blue. Detuvo la báscula a un peso idéntico de 105 libras y media. She tipped the scales at an identical 105.5 pounds. Igual que su rival, se mantiene invicta en 2 combates profesionales. Like her opponent, she too is undefeated in 2 pro bouts. Fighting out of Lake Forest, California, Diana Mendoza. El referee, Alan Abeles.
Alan Abeles,
All
the
right,
third
you guys
inside la jaula.
instructions in the locker room. Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. If you want to touch them up, go ahead. Come out, fight. Judge. Judge. Judge.
Mexico versus the United States.
Fighter, you ready? Fighter, you ready?
For the first time tonight, we are underway. Mendoza in blue atom weight division. As our good friend Juliana Peña would always say, somebody's O has got to go.
I like how Diana's starting off this fight, being the aggressor with that jab, not throwing the overhand right from the top, being patient. And Hernandez knows Diana is capable of doing. She's also being patient. We've seen her in the previous fight show just unleash a flurry of punches. Oh, she got clocked, Max, there. Diana
Mendoza.
connected with a hook.
3-4 combinations in a row. Very timid start for Hernandez, who is a decorated wrestler representing Mexico in the Pan American Games. Says the dream of holding the flag of Mexico is such an honor, and to see those following you in that kind of circumstance that is provided in a Games, whether it's Pan American or Olympics, is something that she holds near and dear.
Very impressed with Diana's footwork here, pushing the pace, using that jab, leaving Hernandez puzzled.
Mendoza last fought, beat Stephanie Irurso via unanimous decision in October. A split decision victory over Saracova in June. Those are her 2 pro victories. She wants to knock somebody out. She feels like she has the right hand to do it. She's gotten off to a great start here.
She sure does, and good look at that, picking up that leg, following up with a pair of punches. And by the way, Diana got a haircut. I wanted to say that one, Max. We've known her to have that puffy hair. But, you know, you talk about haircuts, but maybe I would love to, I gotta ask her, did you cut it on purpose, or just look, or
she'll tell you.
Way? I gotta find out.
She is honest. She will give you her opinion.
But good stuff from Diana here, right from the start.
Predatorial from Mendoza.
And look, she's keeping up her hands, face up, looking straight at her eyes, not looking down, not looking at the shoulders. Working the body. Hernandez felt that one.
Haven't seen any of the wrestling. That is in the bag for Daniela Hernandez, not only a Mexican international wrestler, but now teaching kids Olympic wrestling.
Well, Hernandez is very confident in her striking. That's why we have not seen that wrestling. But I won't be surprised if she pulls the trigger and goes for, oh, he got that knee! Oh, she might follow up!
Now throwing all the punches.
That damaged Diana, bringing her to the...
Mendoza undeterred. Still with her foot on the pedal. But now Hernandez is involved as well. Working the jab.
Picking up the pace. Yeah, she's picking up, but Diana follows up as well, Max. Great combat from both these women inside La Jaula.
Daniela Hernandez, July of last year, beat Elizabeth Mogoyan, a unanimous decision. Also a submission victory back in March of last year via the armbar. Mendoza overhand right, straight left by Hernandez, keeps her honest.
Well, the good stuff about this is when one shoots, the other one follows, Max.
Now, if Mendoza can keep this pace, another right hand connects to the chin.
The corner of Hernandez is called out. Diana says she has no technique.
Well,
I'm sure Diana's going to be, oh, no, he didn't. I'm going to prove you wrong, buddy.
Just let him fly right now. And whether she does have technique or not, Hernandez is uncomfortable with this approach.
Now the corner of Hernandez telling her to take the fight to the center of the jaula.
Mendoza's not letting her out. Keeping her hemmed in, more punches in bunches.
That's what she wants to do. Diana needs to force this fight towards the jaula. There's that wrestling. There's that wrestling.
1 minute to go in this first round.
There's that wrestling.
Got both legs.
Yeah, she knew that Diana here had the upper hand with the striking. So Hernandez went to her bread and butter of wrestling.
Mendoza's trying to stay out of harm's way, and remember, Hernandez does have an armbar headlock here, armbar victory. Mendoza's head has got...
And it's a tough position for Diana to be because she's right next to La Jaula.
Back to their feet.
She's able to use that to her position.
Mendoza wants some separation. Big knee, and the blood now coming out of the nose of Mendoza, but picks up where she last left off, moving forward.
That's where Mendoza wants that fight. She wants that fight right here in the center.
Now her takedown attempt, it almost worked. Guillotine. We'll get to the end of this first round. Interesting opening round between these two. Diana Mendoza came out with intentions.
Swinging right from the top, picking up that leg and following up with that over right hand. And then just picking apart Hernandez. But Hernandez was very patient throughout that, trying to pick and choose where to strike and bring down Mendoza. As you saw earlier there, she'll land a knee. She attempted the elbow, and then there's that knee right there, straight to the chest. And open and bloodied Diana Mendoza will enter the second round.
Ready for round two. It was a little tortoise versus the hare there. Slow and steady the race from Daniela Hernandez, who did have the most impactful moments there, dropping Mendoza with the knee as well as with the takedown.
What's going on with Daniela Hernandez? Checking an arm.
And maybe a complaint from Hernandez, a little too much moisture.
Yeah.
Easy fix. Mendoza's face taken back by this.
Hey, Alan Abella's been doing this for a long time. You gotta trust the guy.
There you go. Time in. Fight.
Even she said, what's going on?
What's going on? Well, now she can get back into her comfort zone. Second round. The finish by Hernandez will make the scoring of that first round interesting. Despite all the efforts from Mendoza in blue, repping the U.S.,
Mendoza needs to keep this fight either in the center of La Jaula or corner.
A lot of punches, not enough connecting, though, from Mendoza.
No. And Hernandez knows that. She's going to let her strike so she could get tired and then switch the levels and go down straight to the wrestling. That's what we saw in that first round.
Just massive fight here. Massive rounds professionally for these two women.
Yeah, good stuff from Diana here, switching gears and using the kicks. She should use more of that here to break down Hernandez.
We heard from Hernandez, and she said it in that video presentation. What her coach says, war in the cage, but peace on earth. But they're in the cage. Bad news for Mendoza, perhaps, as it is a split decision, but Hernandez gets the narrow nod. The power moves paid off in the eyes of the judges.
He felt that one.
In the case of Mendoza, throwing everything Hernandez's way, but you need to connect. Catches the leg coming in.
And Mendoza is relentless. She will come at you. She might be bloodied, she might be in pain, but she's not stopping.
Mendoza knows when you're 4'9", you're always going to be looking up to opponents, and it is Hernandez who would be the smaller fighter in most matchups, but has the height edge here.
But see how she's pushing the pace, Max? She's coming in, pushing forward, great movement, and there's the wrestling.
Angles. But didn't get all the way through. Now Mendoza's got something to work with. Crucifix. Chance to get some rest there, too, while having the upper hand of the opponent.
Let's see what she does here.
Arching back Hernandez. You don't see this too often. But she does not feel threatened.
Absolutely not. There's really nothing much here. We gotta wait until some. Hernandez could quickly try to, but she has to be cautious though, because the arm is there.
I'm gonna stand you guys up.
The ground game is where Hernandez will have the edge, and she has it here. Now Alan Abel is saying they're going to stand him up, and they're going to, that's the right call.
That is the right call. And Mendoza what should have done is trying to grab one of those arms and perhaps search for something, but it was awkward position there.
Halfway through round 2. Closing the gaps. Underhooks there. Mendoza corner happy with that.
Hernandez, another knee to the chest.
The knee has been the moneymaker for Hernandez.
You can see the corner of Hernandez say to lower down your hips, to switch that level and take it to the ground.
Another warning from Alan Abeles for the work rate. It hasn't quite been there in round 2. Mendoza may have emptied the chamber. Looking for another approach.
Mendoza, they're trying to grab that leg and bow down and take Hernandez to the floor, but she's facing a wrestler, so she knows how to defend that one.
Another knee. Mendoza responds. Gotta stay active.
Mendoza should land her knee herself.
And reminder, open scoring. We did say that, so Hernandez with the edge.
Shots to the body. Didn't come out with much power, though.
Hernandez very honest about where she is. She goes, I want to be a complete fighter. I'm working towards that. I watch the training partners and look for elements that they have that I don't, and I want to work on getting that.
That's that referee camera angle that we're seeing. Different position here. You're seeing it right there, smack in the middle, what it feels to be inside La Jaula.
We know Mendoza's got that big punch. We haven't seen that right hand a little bit in the first round, but it started to fade.
We saw a little bit of it. Yeah, we saw a little bit of it, but right now she needs to, first and foremost, she got to get out of the clinch. Take this fight to the center of La Jaula and capitalize on the jab.
The Marroquins, one of the first families there of Nuevo Leon, fighting in the corner of Hernandez. Hernandez in good shape right now.
Hernandez has the opportunity to change gears and take this fight to the floor.
Taking control of this fight with 20 seconds to go in round 2. The blood coming out again of Mendoza's nose. And Mendoza's going to have to dig deep in this third round to find a way and get that power punch in.
Yeah, the corner just told Hernandez 1 to 3 go to the floor, but going to finish off in the center of La Jaula. Well, almost.
Hernandez looking fresh as we reach the end of round number 2.
un chipote?
No, no, no.
Es mi frente normal.
No, estás bien.
Agua.
Frijolita. Estás trabajando perfecto, Daniela. Así tienes que trabajarlo, así. Tú ya, claro. Toda la energía de este round, todo.
Vale.
Agarra.
Seconds out, last round. Let's go, coach, out. Last round.
Now we are here ahead of round 3. Arm went in the air at the end of round 2 for Daniela Hernandez. By all accounts, she is up and on track to improve to 3-0. Mendoza, a striker, has to get active with that right hand. Hernandez says, I'm ready to beat a striker. I know Mendoza has a big punch.
And Diana, I'm sure, she knows where she stands. She has to push the pace. I would capitalize on that jab. It was working for her earlier on. And you're just going to have to outstrike Hernandez. That's just basically what you got right now.
And according to Hernandez, who's had 200 wrestling matches, that's what she told us. She's been stand-up by and large throughout, working on some new things. This is what she wanted, spinning back fist misses from Mendoza.
We know that if you have that wrestling background, it goes a long way in mixed martial arts. But one thing I wanted to point out, Max, is that when you get a pure wrestler, a person that started with wrestling, they're always going to go to their base. But Hernandez felt or feels very confident as we go in the open scoring here.
Really,
See the numbers
Mendoza,
there.
Best is facing a split decision defeat if she can win this round. Has to finish it.
I wanted to break that thought there. Hernandez feels very confident in her striking game, and we've seen a lot of it in this fight. She could easily just out-wrestle Mendoza. We've seen it. Mendoza has attempted many takedowns, and Hernandez just stops her, but...
Well, the punching is stopped from Mendoza.
She cooled her down.
I mean, remember, go back to that first round, and she just unloaded.
She came out. And Hernandez, that's probably Hernandez's strategy. She knows what type of fighter that Mendoza is. She's going to come out swinging. So why not bring down the fire extinguisher and blow it up and just
And now Hernandez
put the fire off.
Cool and in control.
Mendoza, you got less than 3 minutes to go. Use those kicks. Break down Hernandez. Now Hernandez could either go on cruise control here, land a couple of shots, or finish it.
You know, Mendoza is just salt to the earth, good people, won the 2021 Combate Global Social Responsibility Award, attends Alcoholics Anonymous. She's open about her past issues, goes to AA 4 times a week, sometimes twice a day.
Oh!
Big right, there it is.
There's that potential. Oh!
Fire plug, but taking
And
down
right after.
Hernandez.
Yeah, she
Moving to the left, trying to get the back. Getting the mount.
Oh, Max. There's a knee there. Yeah, once Diana landed that over right hand, Hernandez just switched to levels.
Under 2 minutes to go in the final round. Mendoza, that right hand got Hernandez's attention. If she has a couple more of those in her, maybe.
Well, we're in the third round too. The energy level, the power is there. It's not as fresh as it was in the first round.
Still to come, the main event. Christian Perez. Sebas Santana Guedes. Good right again.
Another right. Well, her corner just told her, Mendoza's corner just said, take your time. Spot it.
It's right now, it is quality over quantity.
Well, you got a minute, less than a minute and 20 seconds to go. Mendoza can't wait here forever.
Yeah, banking on the one good punch, but where can she get it off? Hernandez.
When and where?
Now the left combination, left-right combo again. Here we go.
And she has to right now go.
There's power behind those.
Fire and fury right now.
Hernandez got to be careful here because Mendoza can put you down with that right hand. Fighting to the end.
Yeah, she had her rhythm going on, but she cooled off.
Yeah, stop.
Yeah, well, she has to go right now.
40 seconds.
Don't leave it to 10 seconds. You gotta go now. Hernandez, she's doing the right thing to do. A couple of kicks, move around.
That one got through right down the clown's mouth, as Juliana Pena would say, right between the gloves.
Mendoza needs to put the pedal to the metal, man.
Switching stances. That should do it. Hernandez just has
very
to
smart.
avoid those punches.
That's all she has to do. Good footwork.
She's staying in there
to prevent it.
Takedown. That could squeeze the final seconds out. Mendoza swept down. Clinical stuff for Hernandez, who just got better and better as this fight wore on.
Wrestling 101 right there for you.
Después de 3 vueltas, consultamos a la tarjeta oficial para determinar la vencedora. At the 3 rounds, we consult the official scorecard to determine the winner. El juez Eliseo Rodríguez anotó 30-27 a favor de Hernández. Judge Eliseo Rodríguez scores it 30-27 in favor of Hernández. El juez Vicente Rodríguez anotó 29-28 a favor de Mendoza. Judge Vicente Rodríguez scores it 29-28 in favor of Mendoza. Y el juez Gómez anotó 29-28. Judge Gómez scores it 29-28 in favor of the winner by way of split decision a favor de la ganadora por decisión dividida. Tiny Mexa, Daniela Hernandez.
Split decision, which means the one judge who had it even gave that 3rd round to Mendoza, but it was still enough for Tiny Mexi, who goes to 3-0. What a moment for her.
Yeah, they're 105 pounds, both women making weight, but look at the height. Hernandez at 4 feet 9 inches tall. She's called Tiny Mexa for a reason. They may be small in stature, but that's where it ends. They are big in everything else, including fight, spirit, 2-inch reach advantage by Meneses. I'm sure it will play a role here. We are ready for our main event. Let's go to Lupe Contreras.
Este es el duelo estelar de esta noche, un choque de invictas, pactado a 3 vueltas en la división peso átomo. This is the main event of the evening. A clash of undefeated fighters set for 3 rounds in the atom weight division. Los jueces, the judges, Ricardo Celis, Mark Streisand y Vicente Rodríguez. Y ahora, damas y caballeros, llegó el momento de un combate global. Presentando en la esquina azul, vestida de negro, presenting the blue corner, wearing black. Marcó un peso oficial de 106 libras. She registered an official 106 pounds. Esta noche entra a la jaula por 5ª vez a nivel profesional, con un récord invicto en 4 combates profesionales. Tonight, she enters la jaula undefeated as a pro in 4 professional bouts. Representando a Gaba, España, Andrea Cali Meneses. Su oponente en la esquina roja, vestida de blanco, her opponent in the red corner, wearing white. Sobre la báscula, marcó un peso oficial de 105 libras y media. On the scale, she's registered a weight of 105 and 1/2 pounds. Igual que su rival, entra a la jaula sin conocer la derrota en 3 combates profesionales. Like her opponent, she too enters la jaula without tasting defeat in 3 pro bouts. La invicta de Monterrey, Nuevo León, México, Daniela Tiny Mexa Hernandez. El referee, Alana Vélez.
Alana Vélez, the 3rd inside la jaula.
Obey my commands at all times. Protect yourself at all times. If you want to touch him up, go ahead. Come out, fight.
Cali Meneses. Her opponent, Tiny Mexa, Daniela Hernandez. And by the way, this is such a compelling atomweight division. You got such an international group of fighters. Number 1, Ana Palacios from Mexico City. The number 4 fighter, Hernandez, is from Monterrey. Gloria Bravo from Chile. Claire Lopez from France. And yes, it is Andrea Meneses, the Spaniard.
So here it is, Hernandez, Max. Respect that. Wrestling, good boxing. Flashy overhand right. Likes to move a lot. Very consistent and will trade in the pocket. As for Meneses, she has good takedown defense, good clinch, and in that clinch, she lands some vicious knees. She's very fast and aggressive. Look for her to try to push the pace.
Meneses in black. You would expect this fight to go the distance. In 4 professional bouts, Meneses has gone the distance in 3 of them. One of those fights went 5 rounds in Spain. She's very proud of her motor. Hernandez in 3 fights has gone the distance in 2 of those. Both of them have a TKO victory along the way. We'll see if they've been working on the finishing / submission. Big kick from Hernandez.
Hernandez already threw that overhand right. Meneses read it. There it is again.
Hernandez finding a breakthrough, early game plan paying off.
You know what's troubling is that height advantage that Meneses had, Max. You'll notice that when Hernandez comes in, she has to duck her head because of the height difference. As for Meneses, she has to sit down on those punches. They come to the level of Hernandez, which could be, at times, for the taller fighter, troublesome.
We talked about Hernandez and her commitment with Alliance Alpha. Good combination by Meneses. Meneses talked about uppercut. She's been there over a year, proud to represent that gym. It's a group only of competition, not commercial. You keep focus with great trainers. It's about excelling professionally.
And that's Meneses. You see her right there trying to get the clinch and landing knees. As you come really closely, she'll grab that neck. And if she hits you with one of those knees, could be a rough ending for you.
At least early on, Hernandez much quicker. Gets the single leg, drops Meneses.
That's that bread and butter, Max, the wrestling. Meneses said she won't take me down. Well, she sure did.
She says she's the striker, and she knew Hernandez was going to go to the ground, and Hernandez has found early success into that.
Now let's see what she does. Let's see what she does. She took her down. Let's see if she works maybe some ground and pound action. There's a good opportunity here for Hernandez and land some shots to the rib cage or the head, but Meneses is looking for an arm bar.
Never had a submission in her career, but working on one here.
Maybe a triangle.
Got a lot working on Hernandez, who now starts to unload.
Watch out for the up kick there for Meneses to Hernandez.
Well, Hernandez is locked in. Got one last blow in and then back to the stand-up. Meneses combines.
Yeah, she loves to do that.
Flushes the takedown.
The thing is, Hernandez needs to be careful when she walks in like that, because Meneses could, if she finds the right timing, she could land that knee. And you'll notice the corner of Meneses ain't work that distance because she wants to bait her in so she can land it.
Hernandez a 5-inch height disadvantage, but you couldn't tell. She's working angles well, and she's getting inside the guard of Meneses, both on the ground and standing up.
You know, Meneses is looking very good in the stand-up game here, and Hernandez knows it. That's what she's trying to shift the fight to the floor.
Tiny Mexa, that nickname suggests something short and sweet, but she ain't that. And she is complicating things for Cali Meneses.
That is so aggravating, that position. You saw how she had her
judo
neck
toss.
up.
Can't
Good
complete
way.
it.
Yeah, good way of Meneses defending it. She's trying to get her into clinch here. See how she wraps that, both of those hand behind her neck. Hernandez still good way of positioning her hip, not allowing it. But good, and see how Hernandez keeps those hands right by the chin. She knows the power that Meneses has in those knees.
This looks like a fight between 2 unbeaten fighters.
Yeah.
You can see what's at stake, and they're trying to devise a proper game plan, but they're also discovering it's very hard to put that into effect.
And they studied each other. They did their homework, you can tell. Because their top offensive tool here is being defended properly.
Daniela Hernandez, who said her training has changed a lot due to injuries, a couple years still combining with MMA and wrestling. She had some major injuries that have kept metacarpus, which is the bones in the hand. She had surgery in June.
And as I was saying, Max, now they're trying to be creative because their tools, top tools, have been read.
Well, an acquainting period here as we head to round 2.
Meneses, who was looking for coaching a lot during that round. You can see, especially when she was taken down, she immediately looked at the folks from uppercut and said, what next?
Yeah, well, you see here Hernandez coming in with that 1-1, that jab, following with the overhand round. She tried to hit that about 2-3 times, then she stuck to her bread and butter of wrestling, bringing down Meneses, but Meneses found a way to get herself right back up into striking, and those are those vicious knees that she likes to attack, but Hernandez had to pair herself.
Getting ready for round 2. Curious to see what the judges saw in round 1. Daniela Hernandez in white, Tiny Mexa 3-0. Andrea Meneses in black 4-0.
You hear the corner Meneses to jab, and that's what helps out against a wrestler, to keep her away.
Meneses, who has been training MMA or combat sports for 17 years. She's 25, so yes, she's been at it since 8. A lot has been said about her karate background. Karate Kyokushinkai. She's got a black belt.
That's those flurry of punches, Max. When she lets go, it's vicious, and she can do that all day. She has the cardio for it. Great way of stopping that takedown attempt from Hernandez.
Oh, she's dropped it stone cold.
Yeah.
Knees from Hernandez, though, but they're not really doing much impact-wise.
She shut her down like the traffic at the turnpike.
Caught into that clinch. Some Muay Thai elements there.
Good clinch work there from Vanessa. Hernandez, though, that knee or that leg is right out there. She could land the knee in the inner thigh of that right leg of Meneses.
Two fighters with excellent cardio and fitness. And you wonder if that gets into the head of the other fighter, knowing the other one's going to last the duration. Couple combinations.
See how Meneses just grabbed the chin, lifted open, and just try to find the right timing for an elbow.
Hernandez gets the 10-9 across the board. Certainly it leaned her way. She had the big takedown.
That's the difference in that first round.
Meneses looks so much bigger when they're in stand-up.
Yeah, it's her striking is fierce.
She's got to make sure the gap doesn't get too close, because he's allowing Hernandez in.
Right, and that's why you'll hear the corner, but there's that scoop, using that, grabbing that left leg, scooping her down, or take a bow, as my coach used to say.
Good game plan, and you see the ground game winning over striking right thus far. Second big takedown.
It earns you the point, right? You end up taking there for the or impressing the judges with those takedowns. And this could tire Meneses out if Hernandez puts all that weight, lands some shots.
Trying to control those wrists, not for long.
But Meneses, though, very active and searching for something. You saw how she was grabbing Hernandez's left hand there.
Well, that was the wrong choice by Meneses.
Right.
She is struggling in this predicament.
Yeah, right now she's looking to her corner, asking for something. Look at that arm. Oh! She's going to try to pin that right arm so she can land the strikes to the face.
Well, Hernandez is grabbing this fight by the scruff of the neck. Already won round 1 and on her way to winning round 2. Perhaps looking to finish here in round 2.
Well, Meneses just needs to grab that, is it right leg? Or
got her
left leg?
So strong for someone 4'9" and weighing 105 pounds.
That right there is textbook wrestling. See if she scoops up that left leg with the neck. Cradle her.
Yeah, she is wrestling through and through. She's using that to her advantage. Olympic wrestling coach for children, an estimated 200 wrestling matches, 14 years a wrestler, Pan American Games, a very high level. 2021 was in the Pan American Games in wrestling, representing Mexico in Guatemala.
Hernandez is waiting just to see if she can get the mount, or just by putting her on the side and laying the shots. She's just trying to make that right time so she can flip over and get them out.
Pinned her down.
Yeah,
so
but now
aggressive.
Meneses is going to get out of this.
Now 12-6 gets in there looking for a guillotine, maybe something underneath that arm.
She's gonna rip that, and she's gonna take it right to the stand-up.
Oh, Meneses in trouble. Puts an arm on the ground. That rocked her.
Oh, good way. Good way of positioning that arm, prohibiting her from spinning all around, all the way around.
Meneses blocks her, but Tiny Mexa is not done. Still looking for that rotation.
Yeah, Meneses needs to break that grip. Position that hip. Now she's right there. Quickly move out.
Playing to your strengths and forcing your opponent to play in your playground. That is what Daniela Hernandez is doing. On her way to winning both of these opening rounds. All the pressure on Meneses in round 3. A little bit of daylight for Meneses Rodolfo, but then Hernandez just locked in again and controlled that round.
It's that wrestling. Let's take a look. Once again, that one overhand right from Hernandez. Meneses following through with a flurry of punches. When she lets go, boy, does she let go of those hands. And Hernandez knows the power that she has. So she took the fight to the ground with her wrestling. And let's face it, it's just top-notch wrestling. Meneses was having much difficulty getting out of that position.
A real heart-to-heart here with uppercut and their prized pupil. Just 25 years of age. She has a long way to go in her career, but you would like to learn lessons while winning. Sometimes it's inevitable. Got to learn the hard way. We are back here for round 3. Daniela Hernandez in the driver's seat. Andrea Kali Meneses. And of course, Kali, the Hindu goddess of destruction. Pretty severe goddess.
And did you hear the corner? Savages, man. They said 5 minutes to death. I need a corner like that.
Wow, this is clinical from Hernandez.
Yeah, it's that wrestling. You know, that makes a huge difference.
We didn't know a lot about her when she fought Diana Mendoza, and
because she kept up, and in that fight, she was a taller fighter. And she just continuously exchanged. And what she read Diana like a book. Her strength there was that overhand right. So she was able to play around a little bit, test herself with her boxing. But unlike Diana, Meneses here, her striking is a bit more sharper.
Clean sweep here for Tiny Mexa. It's amazing we don't see more fights like this. 105 pound, 4'9", 105 pounds, 5'2", 106. It's compelling weight class, and it's compelling for many reasons. In particular, because a lot of people wouldn't think that this is the frame of someone that wants to do this for a living, but they do it. They do it very well, and you see an accomplished wrestler right now in Tiny Mexa adjusting into this MMA world. And again, the women in front of her in this division, absolutely world class.
She is a force to be reckoned with in this division. Good away for Hernandez, laying that elbow by the chin, attacking the head, the body.
And if this is a triumphant moment for Hernandez, you have got to catalog everything she has been through, the surgeries, the setbacks. At such a young age, she always said, I keep myself calm. I'm ready for surprises, and I'm constantly evolving my game.
And what I like about what she said in an interview is she's had these injuries and surgeries, so she had to adapt. She's had to modify her fight game so she won't risk those injuries again.
That's unbelievable to say that, to say I'm going to go back to my bread and butter, but I can't.
But she had to work with what she had so she could prevent those injuries.
A minor attempt at an armbar. Again, never submitted opponent. Meneses trying to get out of the firing range. Again, this is good for Tiny Mexa. She's not letting her off the hook at all.
Look at Meneses trying to fire back with her former takedown, but Hernandez just wasn't having it.
Under 2:30 to go in this final round.
Some clinch work here. Meneses' corner saying, separate it.
There you go, separa, separa.
Get off this. Of course, it's going to benefit her to take the fight to the center of La Jaula and she can exchange and lay those flurry of punches. But she has to be consistent. She has to play that distance. If you remember, it was in the second round, the coach or her corner was saying, use the jab.
Hernandez does not like these knees.
Nope, but
A couple of them were low too, but there's some now into the midsection, and Meneses knows it.
Those knees are killer.
Maybe things shifting here. The striker has to strike and not get taken down again. That would be fatal at this point.
Watch out for the knees here, Max.
Well, it was supposed to be a triumphant day for the Spanish fighters. Tino Gilerans upset by Jordan Beltran. And although this was a little more evenly matched, this would be hugely disappointing for the Spanish contingent. And great for the Mexican fighters, which is par for the course here in Combate. 1 minute to go here, final round. Meneses gotta unload, get out of the clinch, get to work.
Meneses needs to take this to the center and exchange and lay the hands. Just let them go. Or maybe some knees. There it is. This is where Meneses wants it.
You have to expect a takedown.
She had to.
She let her in too easy.
And that's the thing with wrestlers. You have to play the distance. You have to use the jab to keep them away, cut the corners. It drives a wrestler crazy. Watch out there. She's searching for a triangle. Hernandez can't be too confident yet. There's still 20 seconds or less than 20 seconds to go. Look at that up kick.
Daniela Hernandez says, I want to keep my opponent guessing. Not lean too much into the wrestling. Well, she has leaned in the wrestling, but she certainly has kept Meneses guessing, and she has run out of answers, and she knows it. Daniela Hernandez from pillar to post, triumphant, will be still undefeated. You were right with your prediction, Rodolfo. You said somebody's O has got to go. You nailed it in the pre-fight show.
If you listen, there are subliminal messages. I told you who won.
Back to the drawing board, a little shrug there in front of her coaches. They'll have a chance to post-fight break it all down, but it's not about Andrea Meneses right now. It is about Tiny Mexa, Daniela Hernandez.
Después de 3 vueltas, los jueces están totalmente de acuerdo con tarjetas idénticas de 30 a 27 after 3 rounds. The judges are in complete agreement with scores of 30-27 a favor de la vencedora por decisión unánime, in favor of the winner by way of unanimous decision. De México, Tiny Mexa, Daniela Hernandez.
Big moment for Tiny Mexa. All 4 feet 9 inches of her. Class act, Andrea Meneses, as she lifts her up in triumph. She gets to go 2-0 this year